Okay, big question. So how do you deal with distractions? Okay, from the first thing in the morning to last thing at night, we face a multitude of distractions from social media, because let's face it, we virtually have our phones attached to our hips pretty much 24/7, from family, from friends, from co-workers, from streaming services, from email notifications, from trying to multitask. Okay, we face these multitude of distractions, but it's how we learn how to deal with them is going to really impact on not only on our life, but also on how productive we are and how much we can actually achieve. So they reckon that, and studies have shown this, that when you get distracted, you're potentially going to lose up to 20% of your productivity. Now, if you think about that over the course of the day, that's a huge chunk lost on basically being productive, on working on your goals and your dreams, on your business, on your career, because we're letting these distractions come in. And what they do is they actually take time away from you. They take energy away from you. They take your focus. They take your concentration. And it's really hard to then automatically switch back on to what it was you were working on. It doesn't happen like that as much as we think it does. But the reality is it doesn't. So I want you to think about, as you go about your day to day and your working and your career, your business, whatever it is you're doing, the distractions that you face every single day, and how do you deal with them? Or is it just something you kind of say it's just part of life? It's part of what happens in the office that I'm working on. It's just part of modern day society. But the reality is we can control those distractions by just setting up the right systems and the right steps in place. So I'm going to give you some ideas that you can use straight away. The most obvious one is social media. How much time do you lose every single day to social media? Now, I'm not just talking about, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Obviously, I'm coming through YouTube for you, but also games on your mobile phone, watching cat videos endlessly, all of these things, just scrolling through social media when I've done this, and I'm sure you've done this, when we scroll through and went, yep, same old stuff. It's the same stuff on Facebook every day. I don't care what you had to eat, and I'm not really bothered about what you had to drink. How many times have you sat there during the day and done that and just gone, oh my word, yeah, repeatedly. But how much time do you think that costs? So one of the ways you can deal with distractions is switch off those social media notifications, put your phone on silent, put your phone out the way. So while you're at work, it's 100% focused on your work. Your phone isn't on your desk. It's not waiting for you to ring and pick up every 5 minutes. So you switch off those notifications. If there's any apps that you really find are draining your time, that don't add value to your life, then remove them, or put a limit as to how much time you actually will allow yourself to spend each day on those apps, and stick rigidly to that time. Switch off your email notifications. And also, one of the things you can do with emails is, if you find you're getting a lot of emails, especially a lot of junk stuff, it still takes time to delete. And maybe you've signed up to websites, you go, well, I don't use that anymore. I bought from you once. I don't really need your website coming and emailing me every single week and every single day. Go on to the unsubscribe and unsubscribe from all of those emails that, again, don't add any value to your life, because that's what we want you to focus on. Steps, tasks, activities that add value to your life. Like this. This is why this is good, because this is adding value to your life, right? Hopefully. So you unsubscribe from all those emails. Let's say you work in a busy office, and you've heard me say this before. If your office is really busy, if you have a lot of people coming at you, maybe it's your co-workers, maybe it's your boss, whatever. And if you know you're working on a huge project, something that's really important, something that may be urgent, where you've got a timeline to it, what I want you to do is actually block out time where you work on that project, that task, and either find a quiet office and shut the door. If you can't do that, put on some noise cancelling headphones and let those around you, those normal people that distract you, you know who they are, that whenever you're wearing those headphones, you're not to be disturbed, because your time, your energy, your focus right now is on that task. And if it's to do with work, this is to benefit not just you, but it's obviously to benefit everybody within your working environment, right? Because it's for the productivity of whatever the job is. So whenever those headphones are on, I'm not talking about listening to music at the same time. I'm just talking about noise cancelling, just so you can close out some of the sounds from around you so you can help with your concentration. But if you can, go to a quiet office, find a quiet room somewhere, and it's focused work so your co-workers know. And it's the same process if you're at home and you have a busy household. Let those people know that you live with that during X time to Y time, that's when you're focused on this task at hand. Because let's face it, it's something that's going to benefit you if it's important to you, but it's also, if it's important to you, it should be important to those who love and care for you. And it's something that's going to benefit them as well, right? Because if you achieve your goals, it will benefit those people that you live with. So it's really important that they understand that this time is important and you need to protect that time so you can work on whatever it is you want to work on. And I like the noise cancelling headphones thing because a lot of people have them, even the little in-ear things. A lot of people have them now. And I think it sends a signal to other people that you're working. Once those headphones are down, they know they can come and approach you. But obviously you don't want everybody suddenly approaching you at the same time. But they know that, once your headphones are down, maybe you get up and you move around the office and you make yourself visible to others. And you just make sure and check that they're okay before you go back and you start that whole process again. Because let's face it, if you can be 20%, up to 20% more productive in the time that you've got, how much difference is that going to make to you, to your life, your career? What if it's that's your business and you find you're getting distracted all the time by your co-workers? If that's your business, your focus really should be on building your business. And it's going to come down to really how you control your time. And it is going to be down to us to control our time. We only have so much time every day, but we've also only got so much energy to put into that time. So it's really important that it's really good focused work and it's pure high energy, high intensity, high concentration work that you're doing, because that's when you're going to be the most productive. You're going to be thinking clearly, thinking logically. You're going to problem solve better because you're not having to face distractions. And it's just going to help progress you. And it's going to make your life a lot easier, right? Because you're not getting your train of thought knocked off every 5 minutes by somebody coming over and saying, I just need this, I just need that. It's a lot to take on board. And let's face it, you can't take everybody's problems on at once, but you've got to really protect your time. And I think that's what distractions do. They actually rob us of our time. They rob us of our energy. And by controlling our time, we're taking back control, really. And that's what I want. You take back control of your time and the limited time sometimes that we have to work on our goals and dreams. Maybe you're starting a sideline, a side hustle, right? Or you want to write a book, for example, either of those two. And you've not done this before. And you've got to protect your time. And you want to be able to spend, say, an hour to an hour and a half every day working on that side project or that book. But if you're getting disturbed, actually that hour and a half, if you lose 20% of that, suddenly you'd be, working at, let's say, an hour 15. You're losing 15 minutes of productivity. Let's say that maths might not work out exactly, right? But you're still losing 15 minutes. And when you've got a busy life and you've got a lot going on, but also this thing that you're working on is really important, 15 minutes a day, by the end of the week, and if you work Saturday, Sunday, you're losing a couple of hours of productivity every week, which is huge, massive amount of time lost. But there's also, you lose time with the initial distraction as somebody comes up to you. And then there's the refocus time where you suddenly have to refocus your mind back onto that project and that task you were working on before you got distracted. And that's why you can be up to 20%, because it's not just that initial distraction. There's the refocus where you've got to suddenly get your mind back and go, right, what was I working on again? I've got my notepad here. I can't remember. So when you're working on important things, block out that time and focus on the task at hand, because it's important to you, right? And those that love and care you, it should be important to those as well. So thank you for taking your time to join me for this one. I appreciate your time. It is important, but I hope this gives you lots of information, especially about distractions, because they are absolutely everywhere. And I just look at it and go, if they're not adding value to your life, are they really, really important? And I know social media is a part of life now, but maybe it's a case of, can we just limit the amount of time we spend on social media? Because let's face it, it's nice to see what other people are doing and what they're achieving in their life, because actually that can use that for ourselves as motivation to keep us going forward. But also, we don't want to get drawn in and find out we've just lost an entire hour of scrolling through social media when we know there's things that we want to get done and we want to achieve. Until next time, I'm Adrian. I shall see you soon.